Happy Saturday from the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. If you spent any time in Key West, you're probably pretty aware that President Truman and President Roosevelt both spent a lot of time in Key West. Seems half the island is Roosevelt something or Truman something. We have South Roosevelt Boulevard, North Roosevelt Boulevard, the Roosevelt Annex townhomes, the Roosevelt Gardens condos, Truman Little White House, Truman Avenue, the Truman Medical Center. President Truman actually built the Truman Little White House because he was spending so much time down here and it was a little bit safer. The Secret Service felt it was a little bit safer for him to build his own White House and they could guard him better. We've also had a lot more presidents other than them come down. President George H. Bush, the father, he used to come to the Keys a lot. Ted Williams, one of the Boston Red Sox baseball greats, had a house in Islamorada. And President Bush, Ted Williams, and a senator from Massachusetts named Billy Bulger used to come down and go fishing every year, a couple times a year. And President Bush would make his way down to Key West. I've seen President Carter down there. I actually saw him around a couple times. He was very open and out in the street and very visible when he was down. We've had President Clinton down here quite a bit. We actually have the Clinton Square Mall, which is over by the old Customs building. It's right next door to the old Customs building, kind of by the Opal Key Resort on Key West Harbor. President Trump is the most recent president I know that's been down here. To the best of my knowledge, President Biden hasn't, but he very well could have snuck down. A lot of them come sneak down and stay in the Truman Little White House, or they stay on the Truman Annex military base. That's a pretty high security base. Once in a while, one will sneak down and we won't know about it. We'll hear about it months and months after the fact. But the presidents coming to Key West go all the way back to the 8th president of the United States, President Martin Van Buren. On this day in history, September 14th, back in 1839, he recognized Joseph Brown as the consul for Texas to be located in Key West. So going back as far as the 8th president of the country, Key West has been a well-known destination. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you watch this video every day, you'll be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about every new listing from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors know about them. I find most buyers wait for a home to come on to Trulia or Realtor.com or Zillow or one of those websites before they inquire about it. And a problem they find a lot is by the time those sites put a home live online, it's already been on the multiple listing service a couple days and all the good deals are already under contract. If you watch this video every day and you see something you like, call me right away. I'll make an appointment for us to go see the home, or even if you're not here locally in the Keys, I'll go on your behalf and I'll do a live FaceTime walkthrough video with you, or I'll record a video and put it up on this YouTube channel for a little bit for you to see. And then if you like what you see, we can write up a contract and have you under contract on the home before most buyers ever even knew it was available for sale. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. That's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. There's a lot more details on the homes, a lot more individual information on the homes, any unique features the home might have. It'll list things like room sizes, room descriptions and uses. There'll be photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront or happens to have a pool, there'll be photos of the water view, photos of the pool. It's just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and it's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. If you like this video and you want to see more videos of this nature so you can know what's being listed in the Florida Keys at what price, please click that thumbs up and like symbol down below on the video, and also please subscribe to my channel. I do a video just like this every morning, and that'll keep you current with what's being listed every day at what price. Today we have 3 new homes to go over, but before I go over the homes with you, the state of Florida's legal department makes me cover the boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys Multiple Listing Service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listings. And I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys Multiple Listing Service. The first one is a great house on Fleming Street in Key West's Old Town neighborhood. Fleming Street is probably my favorite street in all of Old Town. It's very close and walkable to Duval, but all of the homes are extremely upscale. You've got a couple nice restaurants there. All well-kept neighborhood. Nice simple location, close enough to everything but far enough away so you're not inundated by the noise of Duval Street. This house is a pretty large house by Old Town standards as well. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,016 square foot house. There's a very large pool in the backyard. It's being offered at $2,399,000. The only downside of this one is there is no off-street parking for a larger automobile. If you look at the pictures in the blog, keywestinvesting.com, you will see a small gate to the left of the house. You could get a golf cart in there. You might get a smaller little 2-seater convertible like a Mazda Miata or one of the SL Mercedes in there, but you're not going to get an SUV by any means in there. But again, if you had an off-street parking for 2 large cars in the same house, you'd be up well over $3 million. Even without the parking, $2,399,000 is an excellent price for a house in this location, this size. Then also in Key West's Old Town neighborhood, we have a small condo on Verela Street. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 394 square foot condo, and it's being offered at $410,000, which is an extremely low price for any property anywhere in Old Town. That being said, what these condos are, a lot of the condos like this, a developer came in and took one of the houses from back in the days when the families had 8, 9, 10 children and had, the 8-bedroom houses, bought it up and subdivided it into condos. This particular condo complex, for example, only has 5 units in it. If you are interested in this property, and it is a great price, definitely when you're in your due diligence inspection period, request to see the condo's financials and particularly take a good look at their reserves. When you only have 5 units in there, oftentimes the reserves aren't real high because it's only 5 owners kicking in. If a project comes up like the building needs a new roof, or the building needs to be re-sided, or needs to be tented for termites or something like that, if there's not enough money in reserves, each individual owner gets an assessment. If you're re-siding a building in a condo complex that has 200 plus units in it, it's not a huge price out of everyone's pocket. But when there's only 5 units like this, 5 people splitting the cost out of pocket to resurface the building or to put a new roof on, that can be a pretty hefty assessment if they don't have the money in reserves. So definitely make sure you take a look at the financials and the reserves during your due diligence inspection period. Otherwise, this is a great location and you cannot beat this price for Old Town. Then we go up to Sugarloaf Key in a subdivision called Sugarloaf Shores. Sugarloaf Shores is a very desirable subdivision in the lower Keys. It's got several reasons why. It's only about a 15-minute car ride to Key West. It's a very quiet subdivision. The majority of the homes are upscale homes. There's very, very few homes in there under $1 million, and most of them go anywhere between $2 and $2.5 million, with some of the higher end ones going up well over $3 million into the 4s. Also, the lots of land tend to be a little bit bigger. Your average lot's at least 7,500 square feet, usually bigger. Most of the lower Keys lots are 5,000 square feet to 6,000 square feet. The canals are much wider in Sugarloaf Shores. So if you're sitting out in your canal, it's not like you're looking directly across into your neighbor's yard. You've got a fairly sizable body of water in between the 2 houses on the canal. This particular house sits on 2 lots. It's on a 15,000 square foot lot, which gives you 150 foot of canal frontage and 150 foot of dock edge. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,073 square foot house. It has a very nice pool on the canal side. It's on West Kingfisher Lane. I may have said West Starfish earlier. If I did, please excuse me. I can't remember what I said a minute or two ago, but I always get kingfish and starfish mixed up. They're right directly next door to each other. They go one after the other. But this one is on West Kingfish Lane. It's being offered at $2,100,000, which is an extremely low price for a house that size on a double lot with a pool on Lower Sugarloaf Shores. If you want a house on Sugarloaf Shores and you want a lot of land and a big yard, definitely give me a call and let's take a look at this one today. I don't expect it to be on the market long at all. And that's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. And don't forget to check out the blog, keywestinvesting.com. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to showing you homes in the fabulous Florida Keys. And more importantly, I look forward to making you my neighbor. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.